Contract law in ancient Egypt. Contract law in ancient Egypt reflects the civilization's advanced administrative and legal systems, which were essential for managing its complex society and economy. Ancient Egyptians developed a sophisticated approach to contracts, utilizing written documents to formalize agreements in various domains, including property transactions, marriage contracts, labor agreements, and loans. These contracts not only facilitated economic and social transactions but also provided mechanisms for dispute resolution and enforcement. Key features of Egyptian contract law. Written documents. Contracts in ancient Egypt were typically inscribed on papyrus, a writing material made from the papyrus plant native to the Nile Delta. These documents detailed the terms of agreements, obligations of the parties, and penalties for breach. The use of written contracts facilitated clarity and enforceability of agreements. Witnesses and seals. Similar to other ancient legal systems, the validity of contracts often required the presence of witnesses. Parties to a contract might also use seals as a form of authentication, adding an additional layer of formalization and security. Role of scribes. Scribes, who were literate and trained in writing and legal documentation, played a crucial role in drafting contracts. Their expertise ensured that contracts were properly formulated and recorded, making them legally binding. State and temple involvement. The Egyptian state and its temples often played central roles in economic activity, including contract transactions. Temples, in particular, served as economic hubs, involved in land leasing, loans, and labor contracts. The involvement of these institutions provided a level of oversight and enforcement capability. Types of contracts. Land transactions. Contracts for the sale or lease of land were common, reflecting the importance of agriculture in the Egyptian economy. These contracts might specify conditions for use, obligations for maintenance, and the rights of parties to transfer or inherit land. Marriage contracts. Marriage agreements could include provisions for dowries and arrangements for property distribution in the event of divorce, ensuring financial protection for wives. Loans and debts. Documents concerning loans and debt settlements were widespread, indicating the presence of a developed financial system. These contracts would specify interest rates, repayment schedules, and collateral. Labor agreements. Labor contracts, particularly for work on state or temple projects, outlined the duties of workers, wages, and conditions of employment. Enforcement and dispute resolution. Dispute resolution in ancient Egypt involved both local officials and specialized courts, which could adjudicate contract disputes and ensure the enforcement of agreements. Penalties for breach of contract varied but could include fines, confiscation of property, or forced labor. Legacy and influence. The contract law practices of ancient Egypt contributed to the broader development of legal systems in the ancient world, emphasizing the importance of written documentation, formalization of agreements, and the role of state and religious institutions in economic life. While direct continuities with later legal traditions are complex, the Egyptian approach to contracts demonstrates early human efforts to regulate and formalize economic and social relationships through legal means. The detailed records left by the Egyptians, including papyrus documents preserved in the dry climate of Egypt, provide invaluable insights into the legal and administrative sophistication of ancient Egyptian civilization, showcasing a society that valued order, fairness, and the rule of law in managing its affairs.